It's about that time again, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Joseph James back here, School of Trade, Sideways Markets. Thank you to all the members and the guests for spending your valuable time with me today in the trade room. Before we go back through our entire routine this morning, before we go back and review all of our trades this morning, boy, what a great day. Had a great day today. Want to remind everyone this material is for educational purposes only. Please speak to somebody you trust regarding your risk capital. I want everyone to have a great first impression, a great first experience with day trading. See, nobody told me about managing your emotions. Nobody told me about proper risk-reward ratio. Nobody told me about protecting capital. Nobody explained to me that there was a negative correlation between the number of trades I took and my profit and loss statement. I didn't have somebody like me in my world when I first began learning 10 years ago, and I hope you'll use my 10 years of experience and way too many mistakes, because that's all the difference is. I've made 10 years of mistakes, and I probably make more mistakes than most people. I'm not a very smart guy. I work really hard, and I do it consistently, and that's the reason why I'm so successful. I'm hoping that I can share my experiences and my mistakes that I've made along the way and make your learning curve a little bit easier to deal with. Giving you guys those trading plans, those trading strategies, and being a positive influence in your trading habits every day. Please be careful out there every day, though. There is risk out in these markets. If you're a guest in this trade room right now, please remember we provide all the training materials you need to learn, replicate, and succeed with this method. But please be careful with your risk capital. All right, let's get started here. This morning, first thing we knew this morning was, drum roll, please. We got non-farm payrolls on Friday, right? So we knew this morning going into it, going into the end of the week, we weren't quite sure if non-farm payrolls would end up bleeding over into Wednesday. I have a feeling that's a little bit what's going on right now, though. I have a feeling a little bit of what's happening this week right now is we have non-farm payrolls on Friday. And if you recall, last Thursday we saw a really bullish, a really optimistic jobless claims number. But we thought the market kind of laughed it off last Thursday because we thought a lot of traders might, or a lot of people might be leaving the job market, might be now they've exhausted their unemployment benefits. So we were curious last week whether or not they would react to that lower jobless claims. This week, this morning we began our day with 8:15 employment. This came out pretty much flat this morning. And when that came out flat, I think a lot of traders this morning then defaulted to, we got non-farm payrolls on Friday. Remember, jobless claims on Thursday last week showed us lower jobless claims, which means fewer people applying for unemployment benefits. Doesn't mean there are more jobs, though. Today at 8:15, we knew we had one of the bigger news events of the week talking to us about, did we have more jobs coming into the marketplace? Now, if you're a member of ours, in our trade room, we go through a morning routine every single morning. And do you remember what we saw on the dollar this morning? Keep going lower. Where's my dollar? There we go. There's my dollar morning prep. Let's open that up real quickly here. And what did we find on the dollar today? There you go. On my dollar, what did we see? We found a bull channel. What does that tell me? Directional bias. We found the previous high of day right there, and not just previous high of day, major resistance. So we had reason to believe this morning the dollar might do almost exactly what it did yesterday, and that is it's trending higher, and then it just stops. If you recall, yesterday on Tuesday, that's exactly what happened, and we spent most of the day waiting for that dollar to finally make another move. First clue was the news. Second clue was the dollar. Let's go back to the crude oil prep. What did we post here this morning at 7:30 a.m.? That's right. I don't need a real-time chart. Go back to your morning prep. What did we talk about today on the morning prep? Ah, yes. Our friend the wedge. Here was a great big clue on crude. And you've probably heard of this a lot. If you watch our videos or if you come to our trade room, we had a price wedge. Now this price wedge, where we began? In the middle. We want to avoid that middle, so we couldn't trade very much on crude right away. We had to wait. But when crude oil went down and tested those lows, we bought those lows and took the profit all the way back at the highs, that wedge. Our trades today began our day very late. Didn't get a lot of trades going until after 10 o'clock. And even that first trade at 10 o'clock really didn't go very much. You'll notice this first trade, 10 a.m. on crude oil. See anything, any coincidences here? Long, long, long. Look at that. All of my long trades on crude were perfect. Isn't that funny how that works? You know, at 7:30 this morning, we said, oh, this is easy. The higher percentage trades will be to the buy side because you're at the wedge lows. Isn't it amazing how every long trade was a big winner and every short trade was a little scratch loss?